We talked about the lawsuit that you had last time. And since that time, there was some news saying that your house was going to get seized or something like that.
I mean, when I woke up this morning, I woke up at home.
You're still at home? Good.
Yeah, and I drove here. I got here pretty fast.
Right.
And, but again, at the end of the day, man, it's like that girl know that I didn't do anything to her. I didn't violate her.
According to All Hip Hop, a judge has ordered its sale to help cover a $7.1 million judgment owed to Priscilla Rainey. Rainey sued the Los Angeles rapper in 2015 with an allegation of sexual assault. It stemmed from the filming of a VH1 reality show called She's Got Game. Despite Game's denial of the allegations, he failed to show up to court for trial, and thus Rainey was awarded a default judgment. So yeah, I don't know like who advised the Game, telling him that he didn't have to show up for court, because realistically, if he had taken this to court, he could have probably settled for, I don't know, like $100,000, a couple $100,000, something like.
We talked about the lawsuit that you had last time, and since that time, there was some news saying that your house was going to get seized or something like that. I mean, when I woke up this morning, I woke up at home. You were still at home? Yeah. And I drove here. I got here pretty fast, right? And but again, at the end of the day, man, it's like that girl know that I didn't do anything to her. I didn't violate her. According to All Hip Hop, a judge has ordered its sale to help cover a $7.1 million judgment owed to Priscilla Rainey. Rainey sued the Los Angeles rapper in 2015 with an allegation of sexual assault. It stemmed from the filming of a VH1 reality show called She's Got Game. Despite Game's denial of the allegations, he failed to show up to court for trial, and thus Rainey was awarded a default judgment. So yeah, I don't know like who advised of the Game telling him that he didn't have to show up for court, because realistically, if he had taken this to court, he could have probably settled for, I don't know, like $100,000, a couple $100,000, something like that. All right. So what would be your final take about being on the She Got Game show? My final take on it, it was an experience that I set out to, do something to promote myself and do something to advance my career, because I own a mobile day spa called Luxe Boutique, and I also have a clothing line called Wet by Rain. We talked about in our last interview that before you got signed Aftermath, you and Diddy were running around together, right? You fast forward 2024 and Diddy's in a whole new world, right? With the Cassie lawsuits, saying that he blew up Kid Cui's car. Then the whole freak-off situation and gay rumors and the Meek Mills getting dragged into it and everything else like that. Y'all, 50 Cent just caught a whiff of the Game's $7 million disaster and did exactly what he does best. Clowned him to filth. And honestly, it's giving Diddy, who because now Fifth has shifted his focus right onto the Game's downfall. And the way things are going, it is not looking good. I mean, he just lost a huge court case tied to DV claims, and now he's being forced to sell his mansion just to pay it off. So, yeah, 50's laughing loud and the internet is eating it up. But here's where it gets messy, eh? The accusations surrounding the Game kind of sounds a lot like what Diddy's been facing. So, now people are asking, is the Game just as bad? Let's dive right in. So, if you've been following 50 and the Game since the early 2000s, you already know this isn't some new beef. This is an aged like wine kind of feud. These two have been going back and forth for almost 2 decades. And 50 has never passed up an opportunity to drag the Game through the mud. Let's rewind. Game came up under Gunnet, signed to Dr. Dre with 50 Cent helping launch his career. But it wasn't long before egos clashed. Shots were fired literally and musically, and the whole house of cards came crashing down. Since then, it's been nothing but sneak disses, lawsuits, diss tracks, social media jabs, you name it. Game would drop interviews throwing shade. 50 would clap back with memes and sarcastic posts. They even had that infamous phone call leak where Game called 50 a snitch. And 50 said Game was a male dancer turned rapper. Man, you seen that __ picture, man? That __ is somebody put my __ head on a stripper's body, bro. Like, and I want to say it was 50, bro. But like, what? Like, get the __ out of here. That __ looks crazy, bro. And I've had tattoos since I was like __ 14, right? But that body, whoever's body that was or is, has no tattoos. Like that __ is crazy. So fast forward to now. The game's house is literally being snatched up by the court. And 50, he's acting like he just won the lottery. You could feel the petty through his posts. And honestly, 50 is not doing this just for laughs. He's building his brand off exposing people. He's done it to Ja Rule, to Young Buck, to Wendy Williams, and now the game is just next in line. But don't think it's just the game getting flamed. 50 has been tagging Diddy into this mess, too. And when I say he's relentless, 50's been feeding off this Diddy drama like it's Thanksgiving dinner. Ever since those Cassie allegations exploded, and especially after CNN dropped that hotel footage, 50's Instagram has turned into a full-blown anti-DY newsfeed. He posted the video with captions like, "Your Honor, this theory of Cassie kicking Diddy ass, I'm not buying it," and throwing full-blown shade while Diddy's sitting up in lockup. He even reposted clips of people breaking down the alleged cover-ups, comparing Diddy to Harvey Weinstein and hinting that there's more footage out there. 50 has been applying pressure like a full-time investigator, and he won't let up. So, now that Diddy's basically in custody, his trial ongoing, 50's attention has shifted right back to his old target, the game. And let's just say it's not looking good. So, here's what went down in case you missed the tea. Back in 2016, a woman named Priscilla Rainey sued the game for alleged SA during the taping of his VH1 dating show, She's Got Game. According to court docs, she said the game got her drunk and high, then violated her on camera, claiming he shoved his hands up her dress, touched her inappropriately, and basically SA her while the crew looked the other way. What would be your final take about being on the She Got Game show? My final take on it, it was an experience. I set out to, do something to promote myself and do something to advance my career because I own a mobile day spa called Luxe Boutique, and I also have a clothing line called Wet by Rain, and I figured this would be a great opportunity for me. I was single at the moment, so I did it, but it turned out to honestly be a nightmare. The show? Yeah. Why a nightmare? That's a little strong. No. It was a nightmare. It was a nightmare. You want to care to elaborate on why you feel it was a nightmare? Well, everybody knows that during the filming I was sexually assaulted. Everybody knows I'm in the midst of a lawsuit. Everyone attacks me, bashes my character. Now, here's the kicker. Game never showed up to court. Not once. So, guess what? The judge hit him with a default judgment, $7. 1 million. And ever since then, he's been dodging that bill like it's the IRS. Fast forward to now, the judge finally had enough. They just green-lit the sale of the game's Calabasas mansion. Yes, the one with the pool, the gate, the views to help pay the judgment. The house is listed for $4 million, which still leaves him short by about $3 million. And Rainey's already collected around $400,000 from his royalties. Game's been screaming on Instagram since 2016 that Rainey ain't getting a cent from him, but now she's getting paid slowly but surely. And if I did, then I would try to settle or do whatever I got to do or something like that. But so that's why it's drawn out. I think at some point, because I missed that court date in Chicago and she got that judgment, there might have to be a settlement. But again, I don't chase money. And so whatever that is, if it makes it go away or it does away with it, because I'm tired of dealing with it, lawyers. And I don't know how many millions of dollars I didn't pay. I don't know how many lawyers it's been or how much money that's been paid out on lawyers defending this stupid But it is continuous and it's been I don't know how many years. I think that was 2014-15 or something like that. So we're approaching like damn near a decade on this. And yeah, I know for a fact 100% I was there. She was there. She knows that I didn't violate her. We had interactions after the supposed incident where she was in my face and massaging my feet and all of that. So, it's just like I just don't get the pursuit of this. Even worse, the court found out he tried to hide the house under a shell company called JTT Holdings. But the judge called it out as fraudulent. So yeah, that legal trickery backfired hard. And here's where it got really petty because even Rick Ross, who historically can't stand 50 Cent, decided to tag in and clown the game too. Like that's how bad this L was. Ross hopped on Instagram with a whole screenshot of a headline talking about the game possibly losing his house. And y'all, he didn't stop there. He layered it with gifs, including one of some dude in swim trunks dancing like it was a pool party. The shade was loud, clear, and childish, just how the internet likes it. The game wasn't about to take that disrespect silently. He allegedly slid into Rick Ross DMs with this nuclear response. Even if I lost my house, which I'm not, you still going to be a fat bee ninja. That ompic going to kill you before the Twinkies do. 304 ninja. And then it got pettier. The game went on IG stories and accused Rick Ross of snitching on him to Instagram. The officer got my account put in jail for a day. Howdy you'll be fans of these weirdos. So now he's calling roast the officer, that's a low-key jab at Ross old corrections officer past and blaming him for his account being restricted. Now fans didn't hold back either. One viral comment read, "He dummy for not appearing in the court date and she got judgment uncontested." Like, how do you lose $7 million because you couldn't be bothered to show up? That's not just lazy, that's reckless. And folks on social media were not here for it. They said the game literally gave her the W by default. But here's where things got messy. Some fans turned the blame around on the victim. One wild comment said he had no respect for her and maybe she didn't have respect for herself, by the way.